In this visual analysis, we're going to look at something we usually only ever see from the outside. When we picture an asteroid in our minds, we really just imagine its surface, right? Cratered, gray, and silent. But what is actually going on inside? Okay, let's dive into this hidden architecture of asteroids. It's a topic that is literally so much more complex and, honestly, way more fascinating than most people realize. So if I asked you to imagine the internal structure of an asteroid, what do you see? Do you think of a giant solid block of rock hurtling through space? Or might it be something else entirely? For a long time, humanity, and even top scientists, kind of assumed they were just compact flying stones, like miniature planets made of solid rock or metal. But as we're about to see, the reality we've discovered is just, it's something much stranger. Section 1. The interior of asteroids. Let's explore what space missions have actually revealed, because modern science has completely upended all of our old assumptions. Let's just shatter that solid rock misconception right out of the gate. Scientists have identified 3 very distinct types of internal structures out there in the dark. First up, you do have monolithic asteroids. These are basically the giant single solid rocks we originally imagined. Second, we have fractured asteroids. Now, these are massive solid blocks, but they are heavily cracked and damaged by ancient impacts over millions of years. But the third category? Well, this is where it gets really wild. Rubble piles. These aren't single rocks at all. They're literally collections of loose fragments, held together only by their own collective gravity. And that builds into a pretty shocking reality. For many of these rubble pile asteroids, their interior is highly porous. We're talking about massive internal caves, gaps, and hollow zones. In some extreme cases, over 40% of the asteroid's internal volume is just empty void. No solid material at all. To put that into perspective, imagine a giant floating cosmic sponge made of stone where almost half of it is literally empty space. Wild, right? Section 2. Space rubble piles. So how exactly do you get a giant floating sponge of rocks? Let's uncover the incredibly violent, chaotic history that creates these highly porous structures. Asteroids live in a brutal, high-speed neighborhood. Over billions of years, they crash into each other repeatedly. Here is the energetic, step-by-step process of how a rubble pile is actually born. Step 1. A massive collision strikes the original solid body. Step 2 is fragmentation. The sheer force of that impact shatters the asteroid into thousands or even millions of smaller pieces. But then, Step 3. Over incredibly long periods of time, the exceedingly weak pull of gravity between these shards slowly pulls the space rubble back together into a new, loosely packed shape. The result of that regrouping is what scientists literally call rubble pile asteroids. I really want to emphasize this critical term because it turns out a huge number of near-Earth objects, the asteroids orbiting closest to our own planet, fall exactly into this category. They are essentially giant, fragile, floating piles of cosmic debris, just full of cracks and loose blocks. Section 3. The scientific investigation. Now, this begs a massive question. How do we actually know this? How do we look inside an object that is millions of miles away in the pitch black of space? Let's open the Scientific Detective's Toolkit. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the first major clue is basically just math, specifically calculating an asteroid's density. By figuring out an asteroid's mass and comparing it against its total size and volume, scientists can calculate its density. It's a pretty straightforward relationship, but here's the catch. If the math comes back and shows a density that is significantly lower than what you'd expect from solid rock, well, that missing mass has to be accounted for. It basically means the asteroid is full of holes. And here is another fascinating, almost magical number for you. 2.2 hours. This is a natural cosmic speed limit for fragile objects. Think about it. If you have a rubble pile asteroid held together only by weak gravity and it spins too fast, centrifugal force will literally tear it apart, flinging the rocks out into deep space. Because of this, most rubble piles just cannot complete a full rotation in under 2.2 hours without completely disintegrating. So if astronomers spot a large asteroid spinning faster than that 2.2-hour mark, they know for sure it's got a stronger, more solid internal structure holding the whole shebang together. But the definitive proof? That comes from actually visiting them. We've seen massive breakthroughs from 3 legendary space missions. Japan's Hayabusa 2 mission visited the asteroid Ryugu and proved its structure is extremely fragile and porous. Then, NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission visited Bennu and made a frankly terrifying discovery. The asteroid practically has no firm surface. When the probe touched down to grab a sample, it sank right in, way deeper than any scientists expected. Actually, scratch that. It didn't just sink, it almost got swallowed up. And finally, the DART mission. When humanity intentionally crashed a probe into the asteroid Dimorphos, the massive plume of ejected material revealed its interior was vastly less compact than we ever imagined. Section 4. Solid metallic asteroids. Seeing just how fragile these rubble piles are brings up a very natural follow-up question. Are any of them actually solid all the way through? Let's shift our focus to a completely different type of object. The answer is yes, but their origin story is completely different. Some asteroids are exceptionally rich in metals, like iron and nickel. Now, these aren't just random space rocks. Scientists believe these shiny metallic asteroids are actually the exposed heavy cores of destroyed protoplanets. We're talking about ancient baby planets that were just smashed to pieces by gigantic collisions during the very dawn of our solar system. And this brilliantly illustrates why we study them. Consider asteroid 16 Psyche. It's one of these massive metallic bodies. NASA has actually launched a dedicated mission, appropriately named Psyche, to fly out and study it up close. By looking at this exposed metal heart of a dead world, we can unlock the deepest secrets of planetary formation. It gives us clues about what the early planets of our solar system look like, and maybe even what's hiding in the very center of our own Earth. But understanding an asteroid's hidden architecture isn't just about looking to the ancient past. It is urgently about protecting our future. Section 5. Planetary Defense. Imagine we spot an asteroid on a direct collision course with Earth. How do we stop it? Well, the strategy depends entirely on the structure. If it's a solid, metallic, or monolithic asteroid, maybe a kinetic impactor or even a nearby nuclear blast could push it off course in one solid piece. But what if it's a rubble pile? Just a pile of loosely connected fragments. If you hit a rubble pile with a massive nuclear explosion, you might not deflect it at all. You might just shatter it into millions of deadly separate pieces that will still rain down on Earth like cosmic shrapnel. A kinetic impact might work better, but the reaction will be completely different depending on the structure. So, the crucial point is, it is absolutely essential to know more than just the trajectory. It is not enough to simply map where a near-Earth object is. To save our planet, we absolutely must understand what it is made of and what it looks like on the inside. Knowing the internal architecture dictates the very strategies and tools we'd use to defend ourselves. These objects are so much more than simple space rocks. They're complex fossils from the birth of our cosmic neighborhood. Some are the solid iron hearts of lost worlds. Others are fragile mountains of debris that have been orbiting the sun for billions of years. And I'll leave you with this final thought to ponder. As we map out their hidden architecture to defend our world, we aren't just learning about asteroids. By studying these ancient fossils, what mysteries will they ultimately reveal about the very origin of Earth itself? Understanding them is understanding our own place in the cosmos. Thank you for joining me for this explainer, and keep looking up.